There are blouses in your wardrobe right now that are working against you every single time you wear them. Not because they are ugly, not because they were expensive mistakes, but because something about the cut, the neckline, the fabric, or the way they fall on the body is creating an impression that is consistently older, heavier, and more tired than you actually are. And the deeply frustrating part is that these blouses feel like safe choices. They feel like reasonable things to wear. Some of them feel like the most sensible option available, which is exactly why they stay in the wardrobe, which is exactly why they keep getting worn, which is exactly why the quiet aging effect they create keeps happening without anyone, including you, being able to name the specific reason why. There are 7 specific blouse styles that age women over 60 consistently, not occasionally, not only on certain days or certain bodies, consistently. And for every single one of them there is a better blouse, a specific alternative that does what the aging blouse was trying to do but does it in a way that flatters rather than fights the mature face and body. Blouse number 4 is the one that is going to genuinely land differently than the others. Not because it is the most obviously problematic, but because it is the one most women over 60 reach for when they are trying to look elegant. They wear it specifically because it feels sophisticated and polished. And it is aging them. Quietly. Consistently. In a specific and entirely explainable way. Stay for all 7 and the alternatives. Because your blouse wardrobe is about to change in the most practical and most immediately impactful way possible. Welcome back, beautiful. So glad you are here. And if you are brand new, welcome to Ageless Glow, where women over 60 discover how to look genuinely stunning without spending a fortune. Hit subscribe and let us get into these 7 blouses right now. Tap subscribe and the bell right now so you never miss a video. Now let us go. Here is the honest framework for today. Blouses age women over 60 in specific ways. They either create the wrong relationship with the face by choosing the wrong neckline or the wrong color. They create the wrong relationship with the body by choosing the wrong fabric or the wrong fit. Or they carry a visual timestamp from a previous era that communicates dated rather than current. Every blouse on today's list does one or more of these things. And for each one we are going to tell you exactly what to wear instead, so you leave this video with a complete action plan rather than just a list of things to avoid. Let us begin. Blouse 1. The high neck blouse with no opening. The first blouse to stop wearing is the high neck blouse that creates a completely closed neckline. A high crew neck or a high round neck with no opening, no V, no scoop, nothing that creates space near the face. High closed necklines age women over 60 for a very specific reason. They create horizontal compression at the jaw and neck area. That horizontal line stops the eye at the neckline and creates a visual barrier between the face and the clothing. The neck area, which naturally changes after 60, is compressed and highlighted simultaneously by the tight high neck rather than gently framed and softened. Additionally, a high closed neck on a mature woman often creates a visual effect of shortening the neck. The area between the chin and the neckline is minimized. And a shorter neck makes the face look heavier, and the overall silhouette look more compressed than it actually is. Choose instead a modest V-neck blouse that creates a gentle downward opening. The V creates a vertical line that draws the eye upward toward the face, rather than stopping horizontally at the neckline. A soft scoop neck that opens the chest area with femininity without revealing anything. Or a wrap neckline that creates a natural V shape, and the additional benefit of automatic waist definition. Any of these creates the light and openness near the face that a closed high neck removes. Blouse 2. The very thin sheer unlined blouse. Blouse number 2 is the very thin sheer unlined blouse that becomes transparent in strong light and clings where it should skim. Sheer unlined blouses create 2 specific problems for women over 60. The first is transparency. On a mature body, sheer fabric without lining reveals the outline of what is underneath, whether that is a bra, the body itself, or both, in a way that creates a visually busy and unflattering impression rather than the elegant impression the sheer fabric was meant to create. The second problem is the behavior of very thin fabric on a mature body. Without the weight to drape properly, very thin fabric clings to areas of the body where it finds resistance. It creates creasing and pulling that is not present in a quality-weighted fabric. Choose instead a lined chiffon or a lined silk alternative that has all the beauty of sheer fabric with the opacity to behave elegantly. Or a quality fluid crepe that has enough weight to fall smoothly and drape beautifully without the transparency issue. The fabric needs weight to behave. Weight to drape. Weight to skim. Choose that weight and the elegance you were looking for in the sheer blouse arrives without any of the problems. Blouse 3. The Boxy square-shaped blouse. Blouse number 3 is the Boxy blouse. The one that is cut as a square or rectangle from shoulder to hem with no shaping, no taper, no definition of any kind. The blouse that falls straight from the shoulder and creates a tent effect over the body. This blouse is chosen for coverage, for comfort, for the desire to not have clothing touching the body. And while those desires are completely valid, the Boxy square blouse fulfills them in the most visually counterproductive way possible. As established earlier in this channel, oversized boxy clothing does not make the body look smaller. It makes it look larger because the eye reads the size of the clothing rather than the size of the body inside it. A boxy blouse creates a large rectangular silhouette that reads as heavier than the actual body wearing it every single time. Choose instead a blouse that schemes the body at a comfortable distance, rather than one that hangs completely free. A relaxed fit blouse with a gentle taper toward the hip, rather than a perfectly straight fall. Or a boxy blouse worn with a simple belt at the natural waist that creates one point of definition within the relaxed shape. The comfort is preserved. The unflattering rectangular silhouette is not. Blouse 4. The dark plain blouse in muted black or gray near the face. Here it is. Blouse number 4. The one I told you about at the beginning. The dark plain blouse in flat black or dark gray worn near the face, as the go-to choice for sophistication and slimming. Black and dark gray are worn near the face by women over 60 more than almost any other color. The logic is clear. They are sophisticated. They are slimming. They go with everything. They feel like the most polished and reliable choice available. But here is what flat black and dark gray do to the mature complexion when worn directly near the face. They drain warmth from the skin. Mature skin has naturally softened, and its warmth has naturally reduced compared to younger skin. When a very dark cool color sits directly against this already softened complexion, it creates a stark contrast that emphasizes every shadow on the face, every line, every hollow. The face looks drawn against the very dark fabric. The skin looks paler and flatter than it is. The overall impression reads as more tired and older rather than more sophisticated. Choose instead a rich deep color with warmth and depth that creates contrast against mature skin without draining it. A deep teal, a rich burgundy, a warm plum, a forest green, a cobalt blue. These colors have the depth and sophistication of black, without the draining cold quality that flat black creates against mature skin. They create warmth near the face. They make the eyes look brighter. They are every bit as polished as the black blouse they are replacing, and they are significantly more flattering against a mature complexion. Blouse 5. The busy small print all over blouse. Blouse number 5 is the blouse with a very busy small print covering every inch of the fabric. A tiny scattered floral. A small busy geometric. A dense all-over pattern that reads as visual noise from any distance. Very busy small prints on blouses age women over 60 because of what they do to the face. When a very busy print fills the area near the face, the eye has nowhere to settle. It moves across the print searching for a focal point and finding none. Eventually it lands on whatever is closest to the print, the face. But rather than seeing the face clearly and restfully, it sees the face as one more element in a busy visual field. The face gets lost in the outfit rather than being featured by it. Choose instead a print with scale and space. A soft watercolor floral with room to breathe between the motifs. An abstract print in warm rich tones with clear shapes rather than dense scatter. A simple stripe in 2 complementary colors. These prints create visual interest without visual noise. They allow the face to be the clear center of the look rather than competing with the pattern for the eye's attention. 5 blouses down and 2 more to go. If this is genuinely changing how you see your blouse wardrobe, please hit the like button right now. It helps this video reach more women over 60 who are wearing these blouses without knowing what they are doing to their appearance. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 5 you recognized in your own wardrobe. I read every single comment. Share this with a friend whose blouses you know are not doing her justice. Now let us finish with blouses 6 and 7, and their much better alternatives. Blouse 6. The heavily embellished decorative blouse. Blouse number 6 is the heavily embellished blouse. The one covered with beading, sequins, heavy embroidery, or decorative detail that was fashionable at a specific moment in time, and now reads as strongly era-associated, rather than timeless and current. Heavy embellishment on blouses ages women over 60 in two ways. The first is the era association. Heavily beaded or sequined blouses carry a very specific visual timestamp that the brain reads immediately as belonging to a particular decade. Being visually associated with a previous era always reads as older. The second is the weight. Heavily embellished blouses are literally heavy. The weight of the beading or sequins causes the fabric to pull downward, to sit differently on the body, and to create movement that reads as garment dominant rather than woman dominant. The blouse becomes the whole story. The woman wearing it becomes secondary. Choose instead a blouse with one deliberate and elegant detail rather than total embellishment. A beautiful button detail at the cuff. An interesting neckline treatment. A subtle texture created by the fabric itself rather than applied decoration. Clean and deliberate design reads as more sophisticated and more timeless than total embellishment. Blouse 7. The oversized novelty print blouse with message or graphic. Blouse number 7 is the oversized blouse with a novelty print, a slogan, a graphic, or a humorous message. The blouse that was bought for its personality rather than its fashion qualities. Graphic and novelty blouses age women over 60 not because of the humor or the personality they represent but because of the oversized relaxed nature they almost universally come in, combined with the visual noise of the graphic or message competing with the face for attention. The novelty blouse in almost every case is chosen for how it makes the woman feel rather than how it makes her look. And that distinction is the problem. When a garment is chosen only for its internal message rather than its external impression, the external impression suffers. And on a woman over 60 who deserves to look as good on the outside as she feels on the inside, that suffering is entirely unnecessary. Choose instead. Express personality through color, through a beautiful print with a story, through the choice of a distinctive silhouette. These choices communicate individuality and personality as powerfully as any graphic without the visual noise and the oversized aging silhouette that novelty blouses almost always bring with them. 7 blouses to stop wearing, and 7 clear and specific alternatives to choose instead. The high closed neck replaced by a V-neck scoop or wrap neckline. The thin sheer unlined blouse replaced by quality lined fabric or weighted draping crepe. The boxy square blouse replaced by a skimming relaxed fit with one point of definition. The flat black or gray near the face replaced by a rich warm deep color that warms rather than drains. The busy small print replaced by a scaled print with space and breathing room. The heavily embellished blouse replaced by clean deliberate design with one elegant detail. And the novelty graphic blouse replaced by a blouse that expresses personality through color, print, or distinctive silhouette. These are not dramatic wardrobe overhauls. They are specific targeted upgrades that make a visible and immediate difference in how every outfit built around them looks and feels. Subscribe to Ageless Glow if you have not already. Comment below and tell me which of these 7 replacements you are making first. Share this with a friend whose blouse wardrobe you know could use exactly this guidance. And hit that like button before you go. Until next time, the right blouse is not just a top. It is the most important frame for everything else in the outfit. And now you know exactly which frames are working for you and which ones need to be replaced.